Hello, my name is Tarsila Kruse and I'm a children's book illustrator. These are some of my books, and this video is brought to you by the Meath County Council Libraries. Today, we're going to do a fun workshop called Fantastic Animal Collage. Have you ever done collage before? It's not very complicated, but it's a lot of fun. All you're going to need is papers of different colors and different textures, whatever you have at home, so you don't have to worry about it. Don't forget, you need a glue stick and lots of imagination. I'm sure you have plenty of that. So pause this video, go get your materials, and when you're ready, you press play again. These are some of the papers that I have at home, but you use whatever you have. I have some leftover papers, some unused wrapping paper. This was from a box of chocolates. This was a soap wrapper and other papers that I found around the house. We're gonna use these for our collage. And don't forget to have some white paper to be where you're going to do all the gluing and all the creation. You're also going to need your glue, and you may use scissors or not. I'm not gonna use them, but if you feel like you need them, go ahead and use them. Let me try maybe this one, color paper, and I am going to use my hands to reap whatever sort of shape comes off. I'm not gonna pay too much attention. I'm not gonna do anything too intentional. Just ripping it off, and I'm going to look at this shape. Now, what could this shape be? I think maybe it can be a little bird, maybe it can be the body of a lion. So I'm gonna go with the bird, and you can do whatever you want with your shape. But if you have a similar shape to this, maybe you can do a bird with me. Okay, so get your glue, and I'm going to put the glue on this piece of paper, and it doesn't have to be perfect, just a little bit. And I'm going to glue it like so. Ooh, okay. I know it doesn't look like a bird yet, but we're gonna get, say, another piece of paper. This time I'm gonna go with the green, and maybe I'm gonna try to make a head for my bird. So this time, maybe I'll make it something that's a little bit rounder, but I'm not worrying too much if it's going to be perfect or not. Maybe like this. Yes. Perfect. Now my bird needs a beak, so I'm gonna go with a purple beak. And the beak is a bit like a triangle, so I'm going to try and cut a triangle-like shape. And then I'm gonna cut it again. So this is going to be maybe the top or the bottom of the beak of my bird. Depends on what you want. Okay, so this is going to be the top. And now I'm gonna do the bottom. Now I could use this. I'm gonna use something a little bit smaller maybe. Yeah. That looks a little bit more like a bird. Whoops. Doesn't it? Yeah. Now maybe I need a couple of wings, and I'm going to get a different paper this time. Let me get the bright yellow that I have. And for the wings, maybe I'll do them a little bit like that shape, like a half circle. Let's see if that works. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. The fun in this is the unexpected things that come out of it. That created a very cool texture all around, a bit like feathers, so that's pretty fantastic. And I'm gonna go and see if maybe it goes well like this. Yes, so I'm gonna cut it there. almost like a half circle. Look at that, that's so cool. And slowly we're building our own collage. If you prefer to use scissors to cut whichever way you want your animal to be, you can do that too. Now my bird is taking flight. Maybe he needs a tail and a couple of legs. I'm gonna use the same yellow to do the tail. And the way I'm gonna do the tail is, if I imagine maybe like a drop shape. Just rip that off, almost like a drop. Almost. And let me see, does it fit? It's a little too big, so I might cut around here. Ooh, yes. And I'm going to add that there. Whoopsies. And now we need a couple of legs. Maybe the legs will be bent, maybe it will be straight. I'm thinking maybe a couple of bent legs would look really cool here. Let me make the legs the same color as the beak. Usually birds have beaks and legs similar color. So if I'm going to do them sort of curved, I'm thinking maybe I could use even that shape right there around here. Let's see if that works. Because I already have the curve there, so it might work. That's a little big. Maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller. Okay, and I'll take that bit out. Now, yeah, that looks actually like real legs. I love it. I think it's pretty cool. And I'm actually gonna add 2 more feet like this. I think I'll cut this in half actually. And I'll make like the little birdie feet. Now look at that, that's really cool. And what you can do now is use some of the materials I have at home, maybe colored pencils, maybe markers, maybe paint, whatever you want, and you can draw the detail. I'm going to take a black marker, and you can use whatever you want. It could be different colors, and I'm going to draw the eye of our bird. I could do that with collage as well. I could cut out a little piece and put it as the eye, or add details on the wings, whatever you want to do. This is your creation. I'm going to draw the eye now. Just a circle and another circle inside, and it's going to be looking up. Because you see the little beak is going up as well. And I'm going to give it a nostril. I'm going to add some fun textures around the neck. So just a dotted line. A few dotted lines. Maybe I'll give it a little smile as well. I'm going to get a red marker, and I'm going to give it a red cheek. I love putting red cheeks on my characters. I'm going to add some details on the wings. I might use a blue marker this time, and I want to make details like this. Now you can do whatever design you want. I'm just thinking that this kind of design looks really cool for the wings. And if you want the wings to be a bit more realistic, you can just do swishes like this. And they will look like wings. Now you can take your time. If I'm moving too fast, you can pause the video and do whatever design you want. For the tail, I'm going to get a different color marker. This time I might get a pink. And I'm not being too controlling here. I'm just doing whatever I feel like it can be done. And I'm going to create a different texture. This time I'm going to draw just straight lines. And then I'm going to add some diagonal lines. That kind of looks like feathers too. A graphic version of feathers. If I'm moving too fast, you can pause the video and do whatever you want. Slowly take your time. This is about enjoying the process and having fun. Now for the body, I'm going to do some more texture, and I'm going to do a texture that I like very much. It's almost like scales, and you do like wide U's, like so. And then you connect the other line of U's right in the middle of those two long U's. And then you do it again in the middle, in the middle, in the middle, and in the middle. And if it helps, you can do little marks on the middle so you remember where they are. And lastly, for the leg, I'm just going to add a couple of lines like this, and maybe on the toes as well. There we go. And here we have our bird. Really like this bird. How about you help me give it a name? Send me a message with what name would you like to give to this bird. Let's move on to our next character. So I'm going to get another page, and we're going to create a new creature. This time we go with a little bit of intention. I think maybe we can go with a turtle. So a turtle is basically a semicircle. So let's make a semicircle shape. It can be any size. And like I said, if you want to use the scissors, you can. But I think that it looks way more interesting when you cut it with your hands. So here we have the shape of our turtle, and it's not perfect, but again, like I said, it's just about having fun. And I'm using this side that's straight to be the bottom of the shell. So that works really, really well. If you have a paper that doesn't have any straight lines, you can still use them and try to cut it like this with your hands. Put in some glue, and I'm going to put right in the middle. We need a head and 2 pairs of legs. I'm gonna start off with the head. And the head, let me think of a different color. Maybe this purple. It's really cool. I think it would look cool with this. So I'm going to say, I already have a rip there, so I'm thinking of doing like this and around like that. So it's going to be an interesting shape to cut. I'm already using the rip that I have there. So it's kind of going like a circle on the top, and then it follows on the bottom as well. So okay. Or if you prefer, you can make a straight line and a tiny circle for the head. Use your imagination. So I think this is a pretty good head for the turtle. Yeah, I'm going to do that, and maybe I'm going to Let me see. Yeah, maybe I'll cut that off so it will look better there. And I'm going to take a little bit off here to make it a bit more roundy around the mouth. And if it's not coming out exactly like you want, maybe you can look at a different animal, see if the shape you see is a little bit different. I really like this. Here's our turtle. Oh, the tiny tail. Here, I have a piece left. Let's use that for the tail. I usually have a tiny tail. But for the legs, I want a different color. So I'm thinking maybe we can still use this fluorescent. I really love this fluorescent yellow. I think it's so cool. And this is kind of straightforward. You're just gonna need 4 sort of rectangles. And I'm thinking maybe I can just rip those. So they're about the same size. And then I'm gonna rip this in half and this one in half. And we have 4 legs. If you think I'm moving too fast, pause this video, take your time, glue it, and then you can press play again. Here we have the basic shape of our turtle. What do you think we can do with it? We can add some textures, we can add more paper. So let's take that red and I'm going to cut out a circle-like shape and I'm going to make the eye. Doesn't have to be perfect. There. I'm going to get a different marker. I'm going to draw a little smile, but you can do that with collage. And I'm going to draw another eye here. I'll be adding some textures, so I'm using colored pencils this time. And I'm going to draw a few spirals here. And if by any chance you have a white pencil or a very light yellow, this comes really well against dark paper. If you have the white, take it out. It's your chance to use it because it usually doesn't show up on the white, but on colored paper, it comes across really nicely. So I'm doing a spiral. Inside the spirals, I did and I'm going to add a few stars. They're not your usual stars, but they're easier to make. You can actually do the whichever stars you want. I'm gonna add a bow tie on this guy. So a bow tie is made out of 2 triangle shape. So I'm going to cut a bit of triangle there and maybe another triangle here. Yeah, that's going to be the bow tie. And you can add the bow on the head or on the neck as you please. think he needs a hat. I'm gonna give it a top hat. How do you make a top hat, you might ask? You just need a straight line, like a rectangle. You can make it even smaller than this. Thin rectangle. And then a rectangle to go on the top. I might try a different one. Maybe a bit more straight around the top. Oh yeah, now that looks like a top hat. That's a dapper turtle. I really like it. I'm going to add some toes. And maybe some brogues on the knees. I'm gonna get a blue pencil this time. You know, like turtles have really wrinkly legs. And I'm going to get the white pencil again, and I'm going to draw some lines on the bow tie. A little star on the hat. I'm actually going to change the mouth. I'm going to add the white here. I think it's going to look better. I love this. This is our second fantastical animal collage, and we have a turtle. How about this time you also give it a name? I can't wait to find out what kind of names you come up with. And now we're going for our last collage of the day. So put this one away and we're going to get a new page. And with our new page, this time around, we're going to try and make a lion. Now, a lion is really cool because they have a mane, and the mane can have lots of different textures and lots of different paper. So how about we start with the mane, and the mane, or the way we're gonna do it is we're gonna rip some paper in sort of like rectangles. Now I know this is not a perfect rectangle, but this is what we're gonna go for. So sort of a rectangle like that, and we're gonna stick it down. I think I'm gonna get another one of those. I really like this. It's a squishy paper. It was from a box of chocolates, so maybe you have something like that lying around. Go for it. Remember, the mane is probably gonna be the biggest part of the lion. I'm gonna use some of that green. We're going to put the shapes around almost like a flower. And if you use two colors, like 2 or 3 shapes at a time with the same color, that's gonna look really, really nice as well. I'm going to get some red. That's good. Ooh, that's actually quite big. Almost going to be like a flower. I'm gonna get some purple. Some more. And maybe yellow to go and create a bit more colorful mane. Remember, I really like this fluorescent yellow. all you have to do is observe the shapes and see how they create other shapes when they're together. I need something there. I'm thinking maybe the black one again. So this is our mane for our lion. For the face, what we're going to use is square shape. I'm going to use a different color for the face, and maybe this purple will be perfect for it. I think it's going to have to be about that size. And yes, this is probably going to work really well. Here, that's where the face is gonna go. So putting the glue, putting the face right there. He needs ears, so we make a couple of semicircles. If you want the scissors to do this, you can use them. Your fingers are going to be a little bit sticky with all the glue we're using. That's fine. Okay. Okay, the ears are down, the face is down. Usually lions have this like streak line in the middle of their face, so I'm going to use this purple, but on this side I'm going to do a rectangle. I'm going to make a rectangle that's going to go right in the middle of the nose. So I'm going to put glue now on this side so I can use the brown. And that's gonna go about the middle of the face, which is pretty great. So I'm gonna use my black marker and I'm going to draw a nose right there. Well, maybe I need a thicker marker there. Hold on. I'm going to draw a nose like a triangle shape. And I'm going to draw two eyes. Now I can go for a circle eye, so I can use do you remember that white paper, that yellow paper? On the back it's white, so I can use that, or you can use the same as that paper. I'm going to make two circles to use as eyes. Here's my glue. There it is. Glue that down. You can use your marker again, and then you draw the eyes. This lion is going to be looking that way. I really like it. And you can draw a little mouth. I'm going to draw a straight line and a smile. We need a body for that lion. I'm going to use the same purple paper as I used for the face. You might use a different paper. And I'm going to need a rectangle shape, so I'm gonna go for this, and I'm gonna go around, say, with the mane here. Okay, I'm gonna cut that out, and because I'm gonna stick that there. Okay, I'm gonna cut that out. Okay, so that's gonna fit in there. I might actually do a smaller body. All this is the perfect shape to go there. So I'm going to stick it down. For the tail, we're going to use the same purple one. This one's kind of big, but we're gonna use it. I'm going to make it a little bit thinner. That's gonna come down that way, and I'm going to draw the end of the tail like so. And you remember I told you that the white pencil comes in handy for darker colors, so maybe you can even draw some hair-like lines on the tail. Okay. Now we need the legs, and for the legs I'm also going to go for the same purple, but you can use any color. So I'm just going to do the same as we did with the turtle. 2 rectangles and cut them in half. And cut them in half. Now these are going to be longer because the turtle had stumpier legs and the lion has slightly longer legs. One of them is gonna come, say, over here. It's a walking lion. The other one's gonna go there, like an upside down V. And I'm gonna do the same with the back legs. Now it's time to use some of our other art materials. Let's get a yellow pencil and let's draw some textures on the mane. For example, you can do some swirls, or you can do some lines. You can get other colors like green, like a dark green maybe, and you can add some crisscross. Or you can put polka dots. I'm gonna add some more lines here. You can get a different color, purpley pink. You can do waves. You can do stars like we did on the turtle. You can get your black marker and you can draw other types of textures, things that you want to, like you can go for the, again, the scale-like texture. Or you can go for the hairy texture, which is like sprinkles. I really like that one. Or you can just explore and do whatever you want here. You can do little dots. As many options as you want. I'm going to do some lines here. I'm going to do some waves. I'm gonna get that white pencil again because I really like it against the purple. And if you want, you can add some paws as well, so you can draw the paws. And maybe color them in. this is our fantastic lion. And I also want to know, what would you name it? Maybe his name is Herbert. Maybe his name is Liam the lion. I don't know. You get to decide. So let me know. I hope you had fun. I had lots of fun creating these. And remember, all you need is imagination, some paper, glue, and your hands, and you get to do amazing things. Bye!